So good morning, everybody. Becky Raney here, and I'm delighted to have this conversation with everybody who is just getting started with doTERRA. And to start this business, it may seem really overwhelming. Like when I first started doing doTERRA, I just thought, oh, it's just a side gig. It's not going to take much effort. And you can actually get started sloppy. You can, and that's actually, I'm going to say, probably the best way to get started is some people want to wait until they learn all this stuff, until they get this all figured out. And I was talking to a brand new leader this week, and it was really quite amazing, as he went to a pharmacist down the street, and he just was talking to him about doTERRA, and the pharmacist signed up. Like he just signed up, right? And then he said, Becky, he has another lead. And so we were talking, and like, he never really done the class before, but this person didn't speak good English. So I spoke it, and then he translated it, and he just learned the class like that. Like, he didn't let not knowing, oh gosh, I don't know the class, I don't know how to get started, he didn't let any of that bother him. And I really feel that that's what happened with me too. Is I wasn't thinking about doing the business. I just was like going to have a party at my house for my friend, and we were just going to have a bunch of people over and talk about the oils. And next thing I know, 11 people signed up. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can make money doing this. It was kind of an afterthought. And I think the more we think about this, the slower and harder it is for us to get started. And I really would like to tell you that a really good thing is, I love this quote from Steve Jobs. And this was at the doTERRA convention in 2014. This was my very first convention I went to, and doTERRA showed this slide. And the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who actually do. And so it takes, a definition of an entrepreneur is someone who is actually kind of crazy, right? We're thinking outside of the box. We're not worried about all the details. And entrepreneur people are people who are really wanting to make a difference. They really have this this feeling inside, deep inside, that they want to take care of others and make a difference for others and be known in the world. How many of you on the chat, on the call today, would like to be known in the world? If you do, just put a 1 in the chat, because it just takes one person to say one thing to another person that makes an amazing amount of difference. And you don't realize the impact that really is. And I want to say to you that this is your business. This is your business. It's not my business. It's your business. So if you are joining this program in this doTERRA business, and you're sitting back waiting for somebody to build it for you, I'm going to tell you that's not going to happen. Now, Suzanne and I've done, we've done a lot from completely on the other side of the world to help you guys build your business, right? But I want you to sit and think about, when you go to school, your parents don't do your homework for you. Or, maybe some of them do, I don't know. But when you go to school, you don't learn unless you do the work, right? When you go to a job, other employees don't do the work for you. You have to do the work. They may show you at first, they may give you some guidance, and then you show them what you know, and then you work it out, and but you don't go to work sitting around waiting for the boss to do the work for you. I just want you to know that you are the boss. So with this mindset, you are investing your mind, your time, your energy, your resources into making this business yours. And so, are you serious about this? Now, some people want to just maybe share from time to time. That's perfect. Some people really want to be founder, and that's perfect. All the difference in between is you're going to find your downline or find yourself there. But I would have to venture to guess that everybody on this call today are people who are really wanting to make a serious income, are really wanting to make a difference and an impact for other people. So let's go ahead and dive into that. When I started my print shop, I had to go to a bank and get a loan. I had to go through and hire employees. I had to find a location. I had to invest in materials, equipment, countertops, banners, signage, marketing materials. I had to make it all up, and I had to go through and do all of that work myself. There was nobody else doing that for me. But what's really great is doTERRA did all that work for you, right? You don't need your marketing materials. Maybe you want to customize them. They've done a beautiful job with tons of marketing materials. You don't need to go buy equipment. You don't need to go through and buy $100,000 copy machine. You don't need to find employees to run the machine for you. So this is something that you can do on your own, at your home, at the time that you can invest in it. And so what is required of you is to work on the preparation and do the inviting, learn the presentation, learn how to inspire others to enroll, and then support them. Simply, that's all that needs to be done. Now, we are complicated people. We like to make it more complicated than it really is. If you can just keep thinking simplicity, that is really what's duplicatable, right? So first, this is a screenshot from the Business Build Guide. And so when we're looking at going into doTERRA.com, you can go in and create your back office ID. So a lot of us have a mydoterra.com website that has your ID on it so that you can share that to others. You want to add your photo to the website. You're going to want to do all that. You're going to want to, now we don't have templates in India, but you want to commit to doing 100 PV every month. Now that is throwing your hat in the ring and playing full out. Getting the free product of the month by placing 125 PV, and then again setting up your personal website. So what this is just a simple thing. This is day one. You just get enrolled and you want to go through and think about, well, I haven't got my oils yet, so I don't know how to use them, so I don't know what to order, but I'm going to commit to doing next month an order. And maybe I'm going to buy some product that I can resell very easily at a retail price to make some money very quickly. Maybe I can go around and talk to some friends to buy the little intro kit. I can collect the money and then go in and actually place an order with their money, pre-order it. There's lots of ways you can do that to try to get the ball rolling, right? And that's really important. So to launch your success, I'm noticing like doTERRA India had said that a lot of people are enrolling and then they're not ordering. And what that has to come down to is really maybe you don't know how to run a business, and that's great. This is a good stepping stone for you. Maybe you do. It's all about believing in you and believing in the product. And I would have to say, many of you had an opportunity to go to doTERRA's tour this last time, and they handed out a peppermint. And what an incredible, incredible thing. I just think that's just really smart that they did that. So many people were able to experience the product and actually be able to use that to share. And that helps to seal in your belief, right? That helps seal in that this is something big. And truly it is. And so now the next step is to get in action. Another analogy I like about that is when you're teaching your child to ride a bike, or maybe you have no children, maybe go back and think about when was the first time you were learning to ride a bike? And you had to get on the bike and you're freaking out. Oh, I'm going to fall, and to be able to, maybe your parent is holding on the seat and running with you as you're trying to get your feet on the pedals and trying to feel out what that balance is like. Maybe you do fall a couple times and you get back up and you get back on the bike. And I remember one time my dad was pushing the bike for me and I was going and I thought he was still behind me, but he wasn't. I had got the balance. Once you get balance, then you can't really fall, right? I mean, some people do, but you know, what I'm saying is once you get balance and you're able to ride the bike, then pretty soon you can really start riding. You go faster and maybe go over jumps and maybe start doing these really crazy things on your bike, right? But you're not doing that the first day. And so just believe and know that it will come. Every little step you take is getting balance. And just honor that. I think that's real important. And once you do, you will realize that you're going to be changing lives. Yourself has grown so much. If you think about before you started riding a bike and after you're riding a bike, how much freedom that gives you to go around and play and do stuff, right? So the goal here is to reach elite. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that is. Elite is the first time you reach 3,000 PV in your cells of your business. Now, PV stands for product volume, or product volume. I like to talk about it as overall volume of your whole team's cells of making 3,000 PV. Now, PV is product value points compared to Indian rupees or United States dollar. It gives us a doTERRA dollar to equally talk about what we're doing over all these different currencies. Once you reach 3,000 PV, that could be an income of around 30,000 Indian rupees. And that is really huge, right? It could probably pay for maybe a car loan, some school supplies or something, right? But that is a really, really important rank to get to because it's a core rank. The next rank you get to, you have to have legs that are starting to build. And if you notice here, to be silver, you have to have 3 elites. To be platinum, you need 3 silvers. And again, each silver has 3 elites. So elite is the foundation of building your business. So if you want to be platinum, you're going to need to have 3 legs that have 3 elites underneath them. So for you to get to elite will be so key because once you get there, then you know you need to train your leaders below you to get to elite. You're going to do everything you can to help them build up into the elite rank. Okay. Now, when we go through and talk about all these different tools that doTERRA has provided us for marketing and stuff like that, is we have the lifestyle overview tool. We have the share with others and then also launch your business. And doTERRA just came out with doTERRA Build Your Business in India. And I'm showing here the launch your business. Now you can download these on the United States website. And if you really want to rank and grow quickly, these 3 tools are going to be something that you're going to want to look at, review every single one of them. Maybe, really seriously, you could read these all in one day. And if you decide how fast you want to grow and get to elite, this launch program is what we're kind of going through to show you how you can actually just get started and really, really make a difference. Okay. Now, the pipes, we've talked about this a lot. And the pipes are laying the pipe, digging the ditch, laying the pipe, digging the ditch, laying the pipe, with the story regarding the villager who walked to the stream miles and kilometers away to go get buckets of water and take them back to the village, and he would sell the water. Then he'd go back to the village or back to the water, fill up the buckets. One day he realized, boy, if I got hurt, I'm not going to be able to make any income because I can't make any income unless I do the work. And so what doTERRA is talking about here is building a residual income. So what the villager did is he started digging a ditch and laying a pipe. Every time he went to the stream, he would dig a little bit and lay a pipe. He didn't do that all in one day, right? It took him probably maybe 6 months, a year, whatever his goals were, and ever how much time he was able to put in a day to make that happen. This analogy, I also feel is really good to talk about that, again, it's not going to happen all in one day. It's not going to happen with the first pipe you lay down. So when you're talking and building and talking to new leaders and bringing them on, it may seem slower than what you want. And so you have to be patient about this, right? So the first stage that we're going to talk about is preparing. That's you. You prepare. And we're going to talk about all the things that you do to prepare that should be done in the first 72 hours that you start the business. And so, we'd like to welcome you and get you started on that. And then we're going to talk about after you do that, then you're going to right away start inviting people. The longer you wait, the harder it actually is to start inviting people. You start to overthink things. Am I doing this right? That, you guys, there's no right way. And one of the things that I realized too is that going through and building this pipeline for kilometers, he probably had to have lots of pieces of pipe, right? He had to have lots and lots of pieces of the pipe to make that complete all the way to the village before he can turn the spigot on. And so just think of that as a long game, okay? And when you are talking to many, many people, it's going to take 3 or 4 of them out of 100 to really actually be builders for you. And so don't give up when you get 5 no's on the first 5 invites you have, because you might want to realize that it's going to take probably 100 invites, and you're constantly inviting. You're never quitting on the inviting part. And then you're going to learn the class, just like my friend who started just recently. He's like, oh my gosh, this person only knows Hindi. So he just started translating, and he never knew the class, but he was forced to just by getting in action. He just went ahead and did it. And he did it beautifully. I mean, he could probably always do it better, but that's part of the process. Just like riding the bike, you get on and it's not going to be perfect the first time. It's not going to be perfect for the next 10 times. But once you have learned the bike or rode the bike for 5 years, you're going to be really polished, really good at it, right? And then when we go through and we talk about the support, a lot of the long-term members that I see, that the support part is also trying to get used to how to doing that. Like, meaning, when you enroll somebody, they join, they buy a kit, and then they have a class. And then seriously, that support part is how to help them learn to find the resources, how to help them share with others, how to help them do the class if they want to do the business. And all that supporting eventually is going to take over most of your time than doing all this over here. But you have to remember to keep focused on always doing the inviting, the presenting, and the empowering part, okay? Again, doTERRA has created tools for you on all of this. Don't wait for your upline to actually give you these tools, because they're learning too. Everybody has to learn at their own pace. Everybody has a different amount of time. People have families, kids are going back to school. I mean, there's so much going on right now, but get this, there's always going to be something going on. And I was sharing with Praveen earlier in the call, is that you guys have a lot of holidays, a lot of weddings that take weeks at a time to do things with, and it's just a lot happening. And so being able to learn to be disciplined, to always have this in your conversation and always have that as part of you, as your business, and not waiting for someone else. So I was looking at the builder's guide that we also have. And on this page was what you do when you're doing the preparation part. And this stood out. I've never noticed this before, but it said first 72 hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so what are we going to do? You're going to create a plan. So how fast do you want to get to elite, right? You're going to get set for success. So in this book, they have all these different pages where you can go through and look at. And I'm going to share this in the chat. I will actually share it probably afterwards, unless Praveen, if you want to share the link to where people can download this. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that beforehand, where they can download the Builder's Business Guide and the Live, Share, Build guides for me. That would be great. So prioritize your names list. This is really important. This is the first thing I tell people to do, to start thinking about all the people you want to have the oils in their life, right? And the more people you engage around you in your immediate circle doing the oils and loving the oils, you're going to have more conversations and more of a foundation support for you and what you're doing. Then you're going to schedule that. You're going to want to get out a calendar, and you're going to want to make sure that you can schedule as many classes as you can in a week. Now, if you schedule 4 classes in a month, that is amazing. That is really good. Now, if you schedule 4 classes in a weekend, that is incredible. So who's going to be more successful? The one who's doing more classes and having forcing themselves to get into it, just going for it, just getting on the bike and riding, right? And you're going to have more of a chance. You're going to fail. Just know it. And I tell people, hey, I'm doing this class. It's the first time. I have no idea what I'm doing, but just bear with me. We have this class sheet that we could just read along, and it's going to be impactful. So that is something that I usually tell people to do. Yeah, thank you, Praveen, for popping that in the chat. Hopefully everybody can see that, it looks like. Great. And then you're going to want to always notice what your mind is doing to you. You guys, our mind is our biggest hurdle. Our mind, this mindset part is like, what is having you be stopped? And I want you to think about what stops you everywhere in your life. Are you going to have this opportunity go by you because maybe you're thinking, oh, this person doesn't want to listen to me, or this person doesn't like me, but they would really like the oils, or whatever is going on in your head, stop it. It's something that you don't need to listen to, right? Just do it and trust the process. This is something that 12 million people in doTERRA, we have so many wellness advocates and so many users and people who share these oils. This is a process that works, and you just don't want to overcomplicate it, okay? The next part is to start inviting and share naturally. I love it when one of my leaders was saying, oh my gosh, Becky, I could just go around, and I actually being on the bus, I could put a drop in my hand and smell it, and that peppermint just flows all throughout the whole bus, with their metro bus. And everybody wants to know what that oil is. They want to know what you're doing. And then you could just start sharing, oh my gosh, I just got this oil. It's so incredible. It takes away my headaches. That, when you're first new, it's hard to speak compliantly, but that is all those things that you could just start sharing from your heart, and it really works. And say, hey, I'm doing a class. I've got a couple scheduled this weekend. If I invited you, would you come? And then you could just invite them. But you want to just be wild and loud. You want to be inviting 45 people. How many of you guys invite people to go to the classes on Thursday that are being taught? Are you being active every day, every week, inviting people to that Thursday class? That is why we do those classes, to have that consistency for you, to help you learn how to ride the bike. And sometimes I think it gets to be, maybe for some of you who've been around for a long time, maybe this Thursday class is a crutch for you. And it's something that is really hard to wean off and ride the bike on your own, right? So really, if you have not done a class or taught a class yet, just do it. It's really so much easier. Now I have a question in the chat, and Yvonne is asking, what happens if the new enrollee does not order any kit? Yeah, that is a bummer. Now, let me tell you something, you guys. Before India opened up, there was no enrollment unless they made a purchase. There was no enrollment at all. They could enroll and pay the 35 US dollars, which was about 4,200 Indian rupees or something like that. They could buy a kit of lavender, lemon, and peppermint and end up, with about 5,500 Indian rupees. I don't remember the price, you guys, but just to give you an idea that they had to buy something or else there was no enrollment. And so, yeah, I think because the law in India, where you don't have to buy anything that's not part of the process, I really want you to think about, what are your goals, or what is this person's goals with doTERRA and with this business? I could not open up my print shop without going to the bank and getting a big loan. Okay. So people are inspired when they enroll that they really want to do this. Now the skin in the game has to happen. There are a lot of things that they can do, Yvonne, that they can make this happen. Maybe they don't have the money. I know some people, this is just, they really want to do this, but they want to get that momentum going and get that money coming in. So what I would suggest, if it's a money conversation, so ask them first, what is it there for you that has you not purchase a kit? Maybe first they say, I don't have the money, which is probably 99% of the time, which is fine. Say, okay, here's what you want to do. You want to go around to 10 people in your neighborhood or 10 family members, or mix it up, and sell the enrollment kit, sell the, the intro kit, or have all of them with you. But maybe the first step would be, I have this lavender, lemon, and peppermint kit that these oils are amazing. And I'm looking to start my business, and I'd really appreciate your support if you would buy this kit for me. And this is how much it is. And if you actually sell 5 of those kits, you take that money, you order the kits, you will earn enough income to actually have 100 PV yourself for the next month. So that is a really perfect way, I think, it's important to do that. Now, keep in mind with the fast start bonus, or the sharing bonus that we call in India, is it starts the day you enroll. The day you enroll, let's say it was June 1st, and then 60 days, it's only good for 60 days to earn the 25% on that. And after 60 days, you go to the uni level, right? Now, if you enroll somebody, you will get 25% on them. But now if the person you enrolled is after 60 days, you're not going to earn that 25% on them. So your goal is to get them started right away, to go out and sell maybe those intro kits, or have them sell one big kit, or whatever it is, for them to earn enough 25% back on the fast start bonus to be able to allow them to place a 100 PV order for the following month. And if they do that every month, they will not have to pay for their fast. They will not have to pay at all for their 100 LRP order. So that is my suggestion. And the longer they wait, they're going to lose out on earning. You're going to lose out on earning on them, so it doesn't work for you. But if they're enrolling people, they will be able to still get that 25%, because it starts on their new person's enrollment date. So let's say a person enrolls somebody every Monday, right? There's only 4 Mondays in the month most of the time. They need a 5th person to be able to bump them over to be able to earn enough commissions to make that happen. I mean, you need a 500 PV to make that work. So if you're able to just start out with just a little bit, if you're able to just earn only 25 PV, at least you can get an order in and get something happening. Okay. So does that make sense? Did that answer your question? Pencil it out, write down for them. Maybe I should have done that here, but write down, okay, so if you enrolled this person and they bought an intro kit, if you went around and sold this retail and you wanted it, you have things. Okay. So just go ahead and pencil that out with your new enrollments and say, this is why this is so important to get started right away. And, as we're learning the new process inside of India and all their different rules and stuff that are a little bit different from other markets, don't ever tell people that they can join for free. I made that mistake because I was so excited to get people to come and join, but it's okay. I don't want to look at it as a mistake, because I have some amazing people on my team. But don't do the same thing. Don't do the same thing when you're talking to somebody. Say, hey, when you're ready to enroll is when you're ready to purchase something, and then that way that you're going to earn more money off that the day they enroll with the kit. Okay. So the next part is empower. And again, you're going to be trying to get to elite here. So enrolling 15 people is going to help you make some money quickly. It's going to be able to help you start strategizing, start building your leaders and getting them going. And then you're going to be supporting them. I don't want to spend too much time on this part, right? Because we're just talking about how to get started. And I really feel that a lot of people struggle with the mindset. And so let's just break this down. If we were to go through and look at you just getting started, you want to start using the product. Use the product daily. This will really reinforce and like, oh my gosh, these oils are incredible. As you're using them, you can't help but know that these oils are amazing and there's something magical about them. And if you use them consistently and you're actually living a wellness lifestyle, that is really important as well. Like, it's kind of like people going on a diet eating candy bars. You can't do that. You have to actually walk the talk. And so, what is it that you want to change in your personal life to be able to work on living a wellness lifestyle and start focusing on you, right? That's more you and your family. And then get clear on your why. So as you're using the products on a daily basis, and then you're doing this wellness lifestyle, you're starting to feel better, and you'll really start to recognize and see more clearly why you're doing doTERRA. This is a process that's going to change and evolve over time. But I would have to say, in the first 72 hours, if you took a minute and wrote down why you started doTERRA and why you joined this company, and then you go back and look at it, you will see how it will evolve, but you'll also use it as an inspiration. The plan is that I have a plan and you're going to follow a monthly plan. I noticed myself, my biggest weakness is using my day timer, you guys. I even have it right here in front of me. Look at how messy this is. I even got tons of stuff written in it. But I will notice that I'll go through the morning so busy answering questions and talking to so many people that I'll forget to look at my day timer. That is not a good habit to be in. You want to sit down in the morning before you even turn your computer on or your phone, look at what your plan is for the day. And also at the end of the day, close out, reevaluate how did your day go? What did you not get done? Put that on your list to do tomorrow and really follow your calendar, follow that, because I was told once is that the people who are the most successful are the ones that are more diligent and stick to a routine on a daily basis, that they have more habits that are formed that help them be successful. Then you're going to want to share these oils. Keep them with you. These oils should be in your purse and your man purse or whatever you guys call them in India. Carry them around with you everywhere. Have them in your car. Just use them all the time. Okay. And then you're going to start developing your story. Like, oh my gosh, I started using peppermint. It took away my headaches that I used to get all the time. What is your story? And you're going to want to start developing that. And then clearly invite others to take the next step. So when you're sharing that, then you are onboarding people into a class or into a Zoom meeting, or have a class sheet with you and say, hey, if you have a few minutes, I can show you what this is all about. And then you can just read the class sheet with them. Classes don't need to be a Zoom meeting that's an hour long. They can be a 5-minute meeting on the bus. So think outside of the box and really invite them to actually join the company and see what that is, okay? And then when you enroll them, and in India, we like to call that inspire them or empower them to become a member, is that you want to share with them why a lifestyle, because you've been doing a lifestyle this way, why their new lifestyle is going to be really important. Then schedule a follow-up. I effectively follow up and care about people. So the follow-up is part of that habit plan. Are you putting the follow-ups in your schedule? Are you following up with your people consistently? Ask them, hey, I would love to follow up with you and see how the oils are working. Can I do that? Once you get your oils, let's do a wellness consult. And once they get this wellness consult, then, hey, we had a great time talking about the oils. How about if I follow up with you in a week to see how that's going? See if you had any questions, or if something wasn't working, we could change it up for you. Then that stuff, if you just do the follow-up, one idea is to have and schedule in your schedules classes every week, and maybe a whole team class once a month. Have people come over and everybody can just share and talk about what they've learned about the oils this last month, talk about the new oils this month for the promotions, and maybe do a make and take. that can take 2 hours, believe it or not. And it's just so much fun. People love to get together and know that people join so they can belong. If there's anything you get out of this class, it's that people join to be a member so that they can belong to something. And you want to have people belong to something big. And what that is, it's about them, and it's about them making a difference in their life, like having a healthy lifestyle. So when you're always going through and starting to strategize, you start to think more and get more in depth on how to get better at what you're doing, and then you start over again. If you enrolled one person and you go through this whole process, and as you will find that the next time you go through, it's like the next time you get on the bike, you have balance now, and you get a little better at what's going on. And then you enroll 5 people, and then you start to really get better at it because you are going through all this process and sharing things over and over again. You guys, this slide is a mentoring slide. So as you start to bring people on, you bring them on the wheel and start working through the cycle with them so that they can do the same thing. If you just focus on this, and every week, if you're talking to a new leader, you can have them rate in this circle what they did this week. Maybe they didn't get that. Maybe they didn't do a complete circle in a week. Maybe it took them a month. Maybe it took them 2 months. That's fine. Whatever speed they're doing, but talk with them, mentor them, and support and nurture them as they go through this. What they would do is they would rate themselves on, say, a 1 to 10, 10 being really great. I used the products today. I'm going to give myself a 10. And then I'm living a consistent lifestyle, but maybe I could have exercised on Tuesday and I didn't. So I'm going to give myself a 9, just have people rate how they're doing. And this is a really wonderful chart, I think, that helps people really understand what the whole cycle is, just like climbing up a ladder or getting on the bike and trying to ride your bike, right? Any questions, Praveen? How are we doing?
Not so far, Becky.
Okay.
No question.
So there's a wellness consult sheet that's actually in that in those charts too. I don't know, Praveen, if you have one handy that you can share with people. And this wellness consult is designed for the United States. It has the supplements and stuff on it, but go through and make it your own. This is what you like to share with people when you sit down and talk with them. So onboarding people is going to be real important. So just have the sheet with you, have it part of you. It's in the Live Guide, okay? Now, we're going to go through and talk about the very first thing you need to do. And again, if anything you get out of today's class, this is what I want you to take away from, is take take a piece of paper, or you can take this PDF that doTERRA has and you can print it out and fill it in. I use an Excel spreadsheet. You can use a napkin from the restaurant. I don't care, but do something. And you're going to write down, and you're going to just write down everybody you know in your life. Go through and think about your high school, all your friends from high school or college. Think about people on your social media. Think about people at your church. Think about your neighbors. Think about the grocery store clerk, the people you ride in the bus with. I mean, all these people that we live with in our lives, write everybody down. I don't care if you think right away that they're not going to work out, because I'll give you, they might be that one person that will surprise you. Everybody has health issues. Most everybody. Some people think they don't, but I don't know how we can't with the toxicity in our environment and the stress that we have. We're going to have stuff happen, right? And so when you start writing them down on this list, you guys, this list is ongoing all of the time. You're going to be adding names to this, calling them, crossing them off if they didn't work out, but don't erase them. You're going to come back to them and follow up with them. So does this person, then you're going to rate them. Does this person have a health need? Does this person need money? Or they need their own personal time? They want to build a business on their own. Is it purpose driven? Like maybe they have a child that has a health issue, or maybe they want to give back to a nonprofit. Are they influential? Do they have a lot of people in their network? Do they know a lot of people? Are they natural solution minded? being natural solution minded is really, something that can be trained. So maybe if people don't have those habits right now, that is okay. But we're looking, one of the things is score them. If they are, great. If they're not, still score them and keep them on your list. If they have business experience, if they've done network marketing before, and if they haven't, that's okay. Still keep them on here. We find that the perfect ages to be marketing to are between 30 and 55. And in India, female is not a requirement. Males, we have maybe more like 75% are men that are doing network marketing in India. And that's okay. That's perfect. So maybe this isn't a criteria, but maybe you know of a different criteria for your market that you want as leaders on your team. Go ahead and add those to that. Another thing is spouse support or family support. And I'm so lucky and blessed that Larry supports me so much that he wants to be a part of it in his way. And he is not, he's pretty shy about teaching classes sometimes and things, but that's fine. Now, if a spouse is always going to be grumping and griping at you doing something, then that's going to be very difficult, right? And you want to, the family core is so important. Then tally it up. Then you're going to go through with all these names. You're going to have, this list is huge, right? You've got all these people on this list. Then you're going to go back and you're going to evaluate and invite those people who are the highest numbers first. Okay, you want to invite those people who are the highest numbers first. Now, sometimes you'll run into that person on the street that's not the highest number, still invite them. But these other people, take a special phone call or get them on. Hey, I just found out about this amazing company that I'm starting and I want you to be a part of it. Can I share with you what it's about to see if you're interested? And then just start talking. Like, I just have a good feeling about this. They're in 52, blah, blah, blah. Just do all that conversation. And you will find that you will start to have more and more people show up and it's going to be so much easier to make that happen. So remember, this is the first day you get this list out and start working on your names list. Okay. And it's going to be going all the time. Then if somebody says that they're not interested, then what you want to do is you want to actually ask for referrals. Okay, I understand life is really busy right now. I'm going to keep you on my list if I can reach back to you in 3 months from now. Would that work for you? Yeah. So maybe right now too, you might know of other people in your life that would be interested in essential oils. Can I ask for a referral? Would you be willing to give me? And then get those referrals and then add them. And then we also have a thing called the success tracker. Then you start sharing them and you start inviting them to class. And on the success tracker, you have all these little columns that walk you through the pipes. This is the pipe chart right here. And it's really just really powerful to have. Okay. Again, just start inviting people. This is getting on the bike. You're going to have all these prospects on your list. You're going to prepare your 100 names. Now, for some people, 100 names might be too many. If I said, just start with 10, just give me 10 names, anybody can do that, right? And then to say, keep adding to that. And then let's just start with 10. You're going to have them invite 45 to the class. Then you're going to present to 30. 15 are going to enroll. And then out of that 15, you're going to have 1 to 3 people who are going to be business builders. So the point of this slide is this is a lot of work. It's not easy at first, you guys. You are going to be calling, talking to each one of these people. And each time you do, you're going to hear a lot of no's and you're going to be discouraged. Now, I like it when people talk to people they know who are interested down here, right? And they know they're going to be part of it. So you get your mindset going in a positive way at first. But just know, as you're going through this list, you're going to get a lot of no's. That's okay. That's great. You're just working through that and know and think back. What did I say to this person? Where did I go off the rails? Maybe that the conversation didn't work very well. What could have I done different? What you're doing is you're polishing your approach and you're helping yourself get better at inviting. And this is the number one sales tool right here. For you to be successful in doing network marketing, this is the only way. is you have to open your mouth and actually invite people. And we had done a 90-day run a while ago. And in that 90-day run, we had a bunch of scripts to help you with learning how to invite people. And I have a bunch of those scripts. I've posted them in my groups. And Praveen, I'll post them in the leaders group for Suzanne too. And they're in the 90-day run Facebook group. If anybody wants to go back and be a part of that, they can ask for that. But, going through and just knowing that this is where the work is. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And I'm going to say it is easy because my mindset is set that it is easy to pick up the phone and call people. I pick up the phone and call people because they're my friends. Hey, I haven't talked to you in a year. My gosh, where has the time gone? What have you been up to? And just connect with them and be their friends. And then say, hey, I've just been so crazy busy with this new thing I'm doing, and I'd love to share it with you. Do you have a minute? And then talk to them about it. And believe me, you will get so much better at this the more you do it. You have to kind of go through the rite of passage and doing these conversations with this many people to be able to get really good at having those conversations. So the mission is to be clear on your purpose. Consider your why and why you're doing this. And I like to talk about, thinking about your dreams and thinking about what would it be like if you did make gold and made founder, and what would that be like? Like if you were making 100,000 Indian rupees a month, what would it be like if you made 500,000 Indian rupees a month? What would that be like if you made 700,000 Indian rupees a month? Right? I mean, the sky is the limit. You can do as much as you want, but I feel that many people don't have the mindset on really that is possible for you. And I just want to tell you that it is. It is possible for you. And the more you can sit there and dream about what you would do if you had that much money, and creating affirmations and dream boards and stuff like that, you can really, really get connected with creating the energy around you and pulling that forward for you. What do you feel you are called to solve? Who do you feel you're called to serve? And when I ask those questions, I just get really inspired. Actually, it gave me goosebumps because I think about the impact that we made for India. All of these people who are on this call today, with the ripple effect of how we're reaching out and making a difference for one person at a time. It's just incredible. And I'm so proud of every single one of you to what you're doing and what you're inspiring to do. And so create a vision board. Take time and really think about this. Do this like within the first week. If you create a vision board and go through and think about what it would be like if you made a lot of money, what could you do? Could you pay for your kids to go to school? What would you do for, emotional support with you? Like if you could actually buy a car or take a vacation, what would those achievements do for you with you mentally? Like how would that work for you psychologically if you had a really amazing business? Some people can't handle like the idea of walking on a stage and being recognized or being the teacher on the stage. Some people that drives them, and that's what that is. And for everybody, what's right for you is right for you. But start thinking about what's right for you and reach for that. Inspire to that. Know that you can have that. And use that as your driving force every day. And so we've gone through as before and have done assignments that are dream boards and stuff like that. And so if you go through and attract and look at this dream board every day, you're going to actually attract everything that you've dreamed. It does come through. I have created a dream board 20 years ago, and we built our dream home out of that dream board. I mean, I drew all this fun things on there that I thought was just crazy. It was never going to happen. There was no way at that time that I could even afford land there was no way that I could make that possible. But when you really start believing it and living it, you can't imagine how fast and creative that comes together. It comes together completely in different ways you'd never imagine. And this is a dream board that Natalie Goddard put together. And I don't know if you can see it, but down here is I'm a Diamond by March 31st. And she has her back office on here, and it's like there's tons of people on this back office. I just love that picture. I think that's really great. So you create one like that, and just wake up to your full potential and really see what you can do to make a difference. And so let's see there. I think I have a few more slides. Oh, here's my dream board. I just been actually I didn't finish it. I thought I would make a whole new one here, but I play the harp. I don't know if you guys know I play the harp. And I haven't in the last 2.5 years actually picked it up and played it. So, but I think that would be amazing to make enough money where I could throw in the air and give to so many people. Like I would love to be able to make an impact to do that. And of course, how many of you have the foundership opportunity on your dream board? How many of you have that? Right? So make sure that you are attracting what you really want and go through and put that on there. And remember, you are a solutions provider. You are someone who is making a difference for others. Just in the process of doing this business, you are fulfilling on your dream. I'm not saying about you. I'm saying about making a difference for others. Just like we started on this call, that we started talking about all that. And so remember, that's who you are. You can build an abundant financial pipeline and create the life you desire. And that is really just huge. Believe that. And so this is the first onboarding conversation that I wanted to have with you guys. And I'm going to stop the recording real quick and see if anybody has any questions.